The Diary of a Certified Psychopath. Off the crank. Technological tediums. Upgrading one's smartphone, pocket office, autonomous co-pilot, machine-learned fitness coach, hyper-algorithmic virtual assistant, or, as I call it, pivotal palm-sized portal to cyberspace has, for this cloud-fearing technophile, become second only to a haircut in the category of essential periodic life tasks that I'd rather put on indefinite pause. It's taken 3 drawn-out years for me to realise that the world's foremost trillion-dollar fashion-focused gadget company no longer intends to evolve the cheapest and lowest specified model in its generationally branded range of mobile communication devices. My now weather-worn iPhone SE3, originally acquired mere weeks after launch, and to directly replace its lineal predecessor, is showing both physical and functional signs of age. Having survived numerous involuntary drop tests, many thousand miles of superficial torture across Sussex's permanently dilapidated roads, far more scattered showers and consequential water ingress than Apple's rigorous resistance training could artificially replicate, and countless iOS updates, riddled with the New World Orchard's supposedly experience-enhancing features, ambiguous bug fixes, and critical security patches. Its mildly scuffed touchscreen has become progressively less responsive, making general navigation feel sluggish, and specific apps struggle to keep up with my snail-paced typing, whilst battery health has declined to well below the level at which I can ride out a typical day filled with emailed correspondence, the odd texted exchange with close family members, navigated deliveries alongside a handful of illustrative photographs, and browsing YouTube for content other than anything recommended by its deeply learned curators without at least one recharge. A shame, therefore, that after almost a decade since the original model's release, Apple has evidently elected to profitably repackage its popular entry-level iPhone by slicing off the S in its moniker, remoulding its compact physique into a slightly larger, though still super slim and seductively sculpted slice of upcycled aircraft-grade aluminium, then adding a modest assortment of complementary enhancements to create a solution which numerous long-term Appleites and impartial reviewers have classified as an overpriced and underspecified compromise for their most budget-conscious customers. Yet, even in light of such scathing criticism, I was unable to justify the additional investment for this economy edition's standard sibling, or the latter's subsequent and most recent successor. Instead, my priority was seamless continuity, regardless of objective value for money, and whilst I freely admit the additional premium would have procured practical features that an average user might have grown to appreciate, the tangible improvement over what I already owned will be sufficient to justify this extravagant side grade, and be thankful for saving the loose change to squander on something I'm genuinely interested in. And this does not include all those USB 3 Type-C cables, chargers and accessories I shall now have to acquire as replacements to those which feature Apple's redundant Lightning connector. A cursory unboxing revealed that the 16E is marginally thicker, longer and broader than the ageing SE3 it has supplanted, and harbours a near bezel-free 6.1-inch OLED screen, worthy of Apple's marketing-friendly XDR badge, that displays content at 2532 by 1770 and a fixed 60Hz refresh rate. A shade less swipe space than both its plain sibling and the 16 Plus, and with not quite either's pixel density, though around double the dots of an SE3 spread across an extra 1.5 inches. The 16E's contrast ratio matches that of both its superior stablemates, whilst its brightness during regular use amounts to 800 nits, increasing to a peak of 1200 when in HDR mode. This might seem scant compared to all other 16s, which typically attain 1000, crank up to 1600 when playing back HDR content in all of its emergent formats, and reach a dazzling maximum of 2000, though this conditional feature is reserved for specific scenarios, and automatically activates when the handset's sensor detects an unusually high amount of ambient light. Notwithstanding, I don't anticipate streaming the latest binge-worthy Netflix crime drama or attempting to edit videos and conquer Apple Arcade's latest trending side-scroller with the spring sun's UV rays glaring down upon glossy Gorilla Glass. The 16E's sole wide-angle rear camera may have a smaller CCD, reduced optical zoom range, and lack any support for Apple's cinematic mode when recording video, which its pricier twins allow at up to 4K and 30 frames per second. Though having never yet experienced the game-changing benefits relating to any of these prosumer features on a phone, I don't anticipate feeling shortchanged by their absence, or having to suffer limited implementations. Whilst the much-hyped periscope telephoto lens remains a luxury exclusive to the triple camera arrays found on Apple's Pro and Max iPhones, and features multiple focal lengths to provide a flexible depth of field effect when shooting subjects in the foreground of a frame against either sharp or heavily blurred backgrounds. This type of artistic focusing was long limited to DSLRs through their interchangeable lenses and a plethora of manual overrides, to prevent computational perfectionism from focusing on the wrong area of a shot, or assuming that all should remain crystal clear. Speaking personally, for any applications that require me to do more than point and press, I still have my trusty Panasonic GH4, and a bike carrier capacious enough to convey it to the desired location. My limited research has also unearthed that the standard 16 offers superior low-light performance by virtue of its larger aperture, which means less risk of graininess or lost details when taking photos or shooting footage at night, and within naturally darker environments. Again, in my case, all tolerable forfeits, provided those tireless street lamps can make their incandescent flames burn brightly enough to illuminate the shape-shifting shadows of lost souls staggering wearily home after a night of reckless indulgences, beneath the eerie silhouettes of trees, stretching their skeletal limbs towards Earth's glowing gibbous moon, suspended in a star-spangled sky. Emptying out my goodie bag of new and supposedly practical additions, I discovered a customizable action key to replace that formerly crumb-trapping silent mode switch, and a dedicated camera button, handy for those occasions when your reaction times aren't swift enough to whip out the phone, glance at the display, and capture a brief but life-changing event. Yet, located in a position awkward enough to prevent the camera's average electronic image stabilizer from smoothing out excessive judder as you try to photograph a total solar eclipse whilst unicycling across Belgium cobblestones.